All right. Welcome back. Tonight, Mike is joining me, and we're
Hello.
going to be talking to Shawn Pryor again. This will be his third time on the show. This is his third Kickstarter for the year. It's for Ignition #2. So, do you have anything you want to say before we bring Shawn in, Mike?
Oh, you pretty much covered the introduction. I left all my prepared statements at work.
Okay. So let's bring him in.
Hey,
Hey,
how y'all doing this evening?
how are
How's it
you
going,
doing?
man?
Doing good. Thank you for having me back on the show, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, like I told you before, you're becoming the Tom Hanks of the show. How many times has he been on SNL?
Many. I wish I had Tom Hanks' money. That'd be a massive help.
I think we could all use a little bit of that.
Don't we all?
Yes. I apologize for the J.J. Abrams lens flare back here. I apologize for that. If unfortunately it's a part of the backdrop. So yes.
That's fine.
Yes, we all have our streaming and lighting techniques we need to work out.
Yes.
So, this is your third Kickstarter for the year. Am I right?
Yes. I decided that
That you're running. That you're running.
Oh, yeah, the year running. Yes. Yeah, this year running. Yes. I decided I had 5 minutes on a Tuesday. So while fulfilling the campaigns for Ignition issue 1 and for the Fire Within hardcover storybook, I decided to go ahead and get the green light going to ramp up production for Ignition issue 2. And so doing a Kickstarter that ends, I want to say November the 29th. We just launched it as of, today, Thursday, October 29th. But I think it ends on November 29th at 8 p.m. And so trying to raise $4,000 to produce issue 2 of the miniseries. And so launched it today. There's a cat. And launched it today. And so far, so good. And, hopefully by the end of this evening, we'll be 25% funded. And so, just steady race, steady pace from here on out.
I was just looking at the website, and looks like somebody just pledged.
Oh, nice. Yes.
So you're $55 away from a quarter.
Oh, good.
Quarter funded.
Good.
So before we get started talking about Ignition, how did the Fire Within? How did that Kickstarter wrap up?
It wrapped up pretty solid. We were almost 200% funded. The original goal was $2,800, and I know we got over 5,000. And so right now the book is in production because we hit a certain goal to where we could add more pages to the book. Look, cats going to cat. Cats are going to cat. That's what they do. They're amazing. They're amazing creatures. Bless them. They go and cat. And the more you try to stop them from catting, they will just cat you. So, but no, we hit a stretch goal to where we could add more pages into the book. And right now, artist George Cambadase is working on those pages. And I hope to have those by October 30th, tomorrow. And then we will take those pages, send them to the letterer, get those pages lettered, and then get the backer kit page set for it. And everybody can fill out their reward sheets, and we'll start the process of getting books printed and stuff shipped out. So yeah, so my goal is to have all this stuff from Ignition issue 1. All that Kickstarter stuff should be done by no later than mid to late November. And then for the Fire Within, all that stuff got to be up and out the house and gone by no later than the end of December, because I'm not going to have all the stuff in the house.
So were you pleased with the way that the Fire Within wrapped up, or with the way it did with the Kickstarter?
Yes, because it was a thing of the Fire Within wasn't your standard storybook, nor was it your standard comic. It wasn't a standard comic either. It was a totally different project than anything I had ever done before. So it became a thing of okay, this is not, as far as from people who know me, this isn't something that they normally would expect to see, a story about domestic violence. So So I was just like, well, if we reach our goal and we just get there, we're good. But the response and turnout for it was incredible. And so, like I said, it's one of those things I'm thankful for, that people took a chance and like say, hey, you're doing something different. We appreciate that. It's talking about a very serious topic. Let's support it. And so, yeah, I'm happy about that. I really am. I'm pleased with it. And it lets me know that I can continue to step outside and do different things and take risks. Because that's one thing about creating stuff is that the ability and the necessity to take risks, because that's what, that's a major piece of creativity, taking risks and taking chances and telling stories that people may have never seen or heard from like a different perspective. You know what I mean? And so, no, I'm happy. I'm good.
Yeah,
So-
but you get
Oh,
stuff
go ahead.
like that. No, I was just saying, like, with stuff like that, where if you're not necessarily known for really serious work, suddenly when you come out with one, it's like, oh, there's something to say. Someone has something to say right now.
Yeah.
You should probably pay attention.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so and that's always a challenging thing. And there's still, and this is the thing, like in the world of social media, in the world of Kickstarter, crowdfunding and things like that. Yes, there are backers that if I put a project out, they support it. And that's dope. That's great. I love that support. It means everything to me. But still, there are thousands upon millions of people that don't even know I exist or who I am. And so you're always just trying to, ping to all these different signals to see if you can catch somebody's attention, and always try to bring on more people, and because that spreads awareness for your project. And so, for some people, the Fire Within was like the first time they had known that like I like collaborated to create something. Same with Ignition issue 1. This is the exact same thing. There were some people like, oh, I didn't know you were making comics. I didn't know you were writing. And I'm like, yeah, been doing this for like 13 years, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. That's really awesome. So like, that's how like large, that's how large our world is that like, yeah, I might have X amount of followers, you might have X amount of followers, but there's still always that world outside of all those followers, and then those people that aren't on the internet every day. So so every day is a challenge to like try to expand your audience.
So let's talk about Ignition. Kind of could you give us a summary of issue 1 and where issue 2 goes?
Yeah, sure. Ignition issue 1 is written by myself and Jemele Reid, featuring the artwork and lettering of Kelly Guillory. Logo designed by Jay Reid. What's up, Jay? And it's a story about a former race car driver by the name of Jemele Reid. She was like, a top rookie race car driver, really, really cool, great, fantastic. And in like the biggest race of her career, she loses her rights to race. She gets banned from the world of professional racing. Her life falls apart, and she ends up really down and out. And quietly, what no one knows is that because she needs to make ends meet, she takes transporter jobs. And at the end of issue 1, she takes on a very mysterious client who needs a specific cargo taken from Dayton, Ohio, all the way to Las Vegas within a certain period of time. And so now she's taking on this client, and now she's stepping into a world that she has no idea she's getting into. She just thinks, oh, this is a regular transport job. I've got X amount of hours to get here. Let's go. And there's a couple other things going on too, because Jemele is divorced because when she lost her ability, when she's banned from racing, her husband divorced her, got custody rights to their son, and she's also fighting for custody rights to see her son. So she's dealing with stuff like that. She's dealing with important things like that too, as well. So like in issue 2, we pick up with Jemele and her client, Spencer Avery, who has a special cargo on their way to Las Vegas. So from Dayton, Ohio. So that's where issue 2 starts. And then from there, it's high speed action, high speed thrills, action, surprises, and all the types of cool stuff.
Now, as I was looking through the first issue, I noticed and I want to know if it's an Easter egg that you probably put in there. I believe her apartment number is 227.
There's no place like home. With the family around you, you're never alone. Oh, sorry. When NBC was the place to be on Saturday nights for the 227 Amen Golden Girls Empty Nest block. So yeah, and that was Kelly Guillory did that. That was
Okay.
all her. So she's like, "Yeah, we'll put the house." She's like, "It's 227," and I was, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, we picked the right artist for this project." I was like, "She's perfect for it because she gets it. Like she gets it. That's right in line with with like my sense of humor and nostalgia. So yes." Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought that was something that was meant to be picked up on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So do you have any questions, Mike?
Is the same artist doing the coloring as well as because the coloring is gorgeous in that book.
Yeah. Kelly is responsible for the coloring for issues 1 and issues 2. We're dropping a commentary for issue 1. I hope to get it all edited by Monday. And where she talks about the reasoning behind all of her coloring choices and what those colors represent and mean for like all these pages. And so, yeah, I love her color choices too. I think they're fantastic. And she did a really great job with issue 1. And what she's doing right now with issue 2 is like even better than issue 1. Like artistically, I love issue 1. I love issue 1 where she's done, pencils, inks, and colors. But issue 2, she stepped her game up. Like she's really stepped her game up. And that's not a detriment to issue 1. It's just like with any artist in any type of profession, you do stuff long enough, you're going to continue to improve and get better. And that's always the goal. And so, because like on the Kickstarter page, which you can get to, if you go to theignitioncomic.com, that shoots you right to the Ignition issue 2 Kickstarter page. And you'll see like the first 6 or 7 pages of issue 2 on the Kickstarter page for you to check out. And like her pencils, inks, colors have improved massively. And so yeah, she's incredible.
I kind of I really enjoyed in the first issue the color choice and the lettering for the text at the beginning, how they were the different colors, and that usually I sometimes have issues with that, but that one worked for me.
Yeah, that's a theme that Jemele Reid wanted to bring to the story, to like start and end each issue. And so you'll see that theme of in the first page, the caption boxes all in black with the text in white, because it sets the tone and the mood of the story, and it also ends the tone of and the mood of the story as well. So that's something that we want to do with each chapter, and because it's also Jemele's story, so it's told from her point of view. And so in the beginning and end of every issue, you're going to get her point of view.
Now, I think we talked about this last time, but I think when Ignition 1 was back in March or April.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that long ago? My God.
2020 been a long year. 2020 been a long year.
Whew. It's both the longest and the shortest year at the same time.
Yes, it is.
Like, have no concept of time anymore.
None of us do. But shoot, what were you saying, Chad?
No, I was just gonna. Have you? I can't remember if you've worked with the creative team before, or this was new for this project.
This is all this for Ignition. This is all new. Jenna, I've wanted to work with. I met Jenna and Jemele Reid and Carl Slomsky. I really hope I pronounced your last name correctly, brother. I met them at Heroes Con many years ago, and at a couple other shows over the years. And like I always wanted to work with Jenna and tell a story. And with Kelly, I knew of Kelly through Twitter. And so we followed each other on Twitter, and I had seen her art over the years, and I was like, wow, Kelly's immensely talented. So we just started talking one day, and then when the idea to get Ignition going started, I reached out to Kelly and I just said, well, Jenna and I are trying to tell this story. Are you interested? She's like, yeah. So, and it's, it took a while to get everything together and get everything in motion, but now it's, it's a pretty cohesive unit, and, we try to be as communicative as possible to make sure, we get this project done. And it's the way we all kind of envision it. Like, but like, say for instance, with Kelly, we give Kelly free reign. And with issue 1, we gave her free reign. She did a fantastic job. And so, she has that free reign again with issue 2. So, yeah, like I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Like I really try to build strong relationships with like every creative team that, that like I try to put together, some teams are better than others. Some relationships work out, some don't work out. That's just life. But I try to make the experiences in these projects that we do as positive as possible, because like the world of comics and the world of publishing can be pretty terrible. So I don't want people to have terrible experiences. I really don't. So yeah.
So, and just kind of remind me again, is Ignition, is it like a 6-issue series?
It's going to be a 4-issue mini. It's going to be a 4-issue mini
Okay.
series, and we'll be doing a Kickstarter for each issue. We probably won't do a Kickstarter for issue 3 until sometime next year. And because I'm not doing any more Kickstarters this year after this. Like, this is it. 3 in 1 year that's a new high for me. A few years ago, I did 2 in 1 year, and those were for like full-size graphic novels. And I was like, wow, you really have problems. You should really just space this out more. Oh, who mean? Nah, it's okay. We can do this. And now this year doing 3. Yes, the projects were smaller. You have a issue 1 was deluxe size of like close to 40 pages if you had the cover. The Fire Within, even though it's a hardcover, it's a storybook, so it's a different format. And that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is now like 30-something pages. And then you have Ignition issue 2, which is 28 pages. So it's a thing of, okay, I can manage that because, like, in a lot of ways, it's like not one graphic novel as far as length if you combine all of them together. But they're smaller projects. I should be able to handle them and get them out. So it's not an issue for me. But also at the same time, trying to balance that with a career in freelance, doing freelance work, as well as my own personal career, creating things, as well as a 9-to-5, as well as a relationship, and as also having 2 dogs, and also, trying to be like, oh yeah, time for me is important. Like there's video game consoles over here that I don't get to play. And, there's like books that like I've yet to read. Like you see a partial spot of my bookshelf. You don't want to see the other bookshelves. You don't want to see all the games that I bought that were used. Because like I don't never buy video games new, because if I do, I might as well just that's throwing money away, because I'm not paying brand new prices for something that I won't get to by the time it's $9.99. So, I bought like a bunch of used games during the pandemic because I was like, well, I'm going to be home, so I should play games. And then it was a thing of, oh, you know what? That new Xbox is coming out. It's supposed to be backwards compatible with like tons of Xbox and Xbox 360 games. So I was like, man, this is finally the opportunity for me to go back and play all these games I wanted to play way back when. So then I just, turn around. Oh, okay, cool. So, okay, well, here's a copy of NFL 2K5, and here's Television Live
K5,
and here's a Burnout 3, and and then it's like, oh, well, and then my dad's like, hey, take my PlayStation 2, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And so then it's like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna play Madden 2002 and 007 Nightfire and Corvette, and then Theme Park Roller Coaster. It's just ridiculous. It's just totally ridiculous. There's a copy of NFL Game Day 97 sitting next to the PlayStation 2. And I'm just like, yeah, I want to play that again. I haven't played that since like 1998, but still, there's no time. So there's no time. So trying to learn how to balance all that is key.
I think of that when you might still be able to play Brett Favre.
No. Oh boy. Probably so.
I mean, I don't know. That sounds impressive because I feel like I just have basically the 9 to 5, and that seems like too much.
No, it didn't.
I feel like I don't have time to do anything,
and that's all right. And that's the whole thing. Like, and that's cool. Like, everybody's life is different. Everybody's life is different because but Michael, you got all the common rider belts. You got the rider belts though. You got the dope rider belts. Like, see, I don't have that. Like, that's not in my life. I got some SH figure arts up in here. I got my collection, but like, you got the dope rider belts and stuff like that. So like, and plus, see, like, I don't have my glasses on, but I see a common rider right behind you in the box back there. Is that Decade? Is that Decade right there?
It's that's Decade.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's my boy. Like, Decade's my boy. So I'm just like, that gets me hyped. Like, so that gets me so hyped. But no, we all just have our own lives, and like, we all handle stuff differently. So like, people are just like, well, how do you do it? And I'm just like, it's just, this is what I want. You know what I mean? Like, and one day it will be to the point where the 9 to 5 is gone and the creative life is my career on top of doing freelance work. But right now I got to juggle that. I have to, because I got bills to pay. Like the freelance and creative life ain't paying healthcare costs. You know what I mean? So like, I have to make sure that, I can pay for my health insurance. I need to make sure that, that I can pay this mortgage. I can't lose this house. Where am I going to put all this stuff? So, it's about balance. For me, it's about balances. And right now it's a little tricky sometimes, but at the same time, I do enjoy the challenge. I do.
And I was perusing your Facebook earlier, and it looks like you're going to be doing the Kentucky Book Festival. It's a Zoom panel.
Yeah, yes. There's a virtual book fair this year. Normally, they would have the convention out at the All Tech Arena, and we all be there, sitting at our tables with our books and whatnot, and smiling and waving at the kids and the adults. Whereas, and I would be in the section where like I'm like, sometimes I'm like, they put me in the YA, sometimes they put me in the kids. And like, I have books that are YA and for kids at my table at the same time. So depending on what section I'm in, the parents are like, oh, that's too old for you. Or then the parents are like, oh, that's too young for you. And I'm just like, no, just ask me. I can tell you what age range these books are. But because of COVID, they decided to do a virtual book fair this year. And they asked me to lead a panel on, writing books for kids. And so it's me along with George Ella, S.G. Wilson, and Kristen Tubb O'Donnell. And we're talking about the process of writing for kids. And we all have like different books. We all have different books either coming out or they're already out. And like, say, for instance, for that panel, I'm talking about a book that I wrote for Capstone. Is a historical graphic novel about the Nat Turner Rebellion. And so that book's already out. You should be able to find it like on Amazon or wherever books are sold. If you hear like a yipping noise, it's King, my other dog upstairs right now. He's barking at Leia because Leia's probably taken his bone. And instead of just taking it back, he just barks because he's like, if I whine enough about it, somebody will get it for me. So anyway, but like, we talk about like all of the different ways that we write for kids, and they asked me to lead that panel, which was really cool because, yeah, you're talking to somebody that like had podcasted on and off for probably like almost a decade, and then got back into podcasting with Julian Lytle and Daryl Taylor and Gil Colon. But at the same time, when you're leading like a panel of professional writers who have books with major publications, it's a whole different thing, because you got to change up the tone a bit. Like, this ain't culture trapping. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't the Black Box Podcast. No. We're talking to a specific set of adults, or we're talking to a specific group of people. So, we got to make sure our questions are on point. We got to make sure the conversation stays smooth. We got to make sure we transition to the next question and also follow our time guidelines. So I had a lot of fun doing that panel, and we recorded it already. Hopefully I don't know if I was supposed to spill that secret or not, but we recorded, the panels were pre-recorded for safety measures, and
exclusive.
Exclusive, yes. but
Hey, Mike, we're blowing the top off this.
That's right.
but
He
it
fell
will,
for our trap.
yes. But the panel will be available on November the 10th, and you can register for that. I want to say at kyhumanities.com or kyhumanities.org, one of the two places, for the Kentucky Book Fair. But yeah, that panel was a blast.
That looks cool. I may see if I have time to check that out.
Cool. It is free.
So, oh, good. So let's kind of go back to the Kickstarter and let's what do you have for people if they want to support your campaign?
Yeah, sure. We got all types of stuff for the Kickstarter campaign for Ignition issue 2. For those that may have missed out on issue 1, now that Kickstarter has added the add-ons feature, now you can like, instead of having to use backer kit, you can just say, for instance, pick a tier, and then after you pick your tier, you'll get a list of all this other stuff that you can add on to your Kickstarter pledge, which is really cool. But if you missed out on issue 1, you can get issue 1 in this Kickstarter, whether it be digital or print. The print version is a second printing, featuring a cover by Rory Comics, RORI, aka Rory Dayton. And because what we're doing with these Kickstarters, the one thing I wanted to do is basically kind of reward everybody who pledges to our Kickstarter by giving them, if they get a print copy, you're getting something I'm never printing again. So like, if you get a cover, like any of these covers that you get, once you get it, I'm not printing them anymore. That's it. So everybody that got issue 1 the first time, the original printing of issue 1, they're the only ones that get it, period. And so like for the issue 1 reprint, it's a new cover, and it's a whole new cover and everything. Shipping that out when you ask for that, when your rewards are ready, you get that. I'm not reprinting that second cover. I'm not reprinting that second cover of issue 1. For issue 2, there are, if I'm not mistaken, there are 5 covers for issue 2. You have the main cover, which was painted by Kelly Guillory, lead artist for Ignition. You have a cover by Elizabeth Bales, who has done work for Comixology. She did artwork for the latest Comixology original graphic novel with writer Jeremy Holt. I think it's called Virtually Yours. Then I have a variant cover by Tiana Conyers, a variant cover by Megan Wong, who has worked with Dark Horse, and an Ignition issue 2 variant by Tracina Bowling. Tracina Bowling is a native of the town I live in, and she's immensely talented. She does fantastic artwork, fantastic covers, and that was her ode to the movie Baby Driver for her cover. And Elizabeth Bales' cover was kind of an ode to the movie Drive. So and so we wanted to, we want to make these covers special. Because like I said, this is like a once in a lifetime type thing with this stuff. So once you get it, you're going to be one of the few that have it. Because like I said, like when we do the Kickstarter for issue 3, the first and second issue, the first issue will then be in its third printing, and the second printing of issue 2 will be in its second printing. But then besides that, we'll have t-shirt bundles where you can get, Kelly Guillory's art t-shirt. They'll have like the cover of issue 1. Plus with like some other specific goodies. There's also a t-shirt with Elizabeth Bales artwork. There's also a t-shirt with Tracina Bowling's artwork, and also some of her prints as well. Then, if I'm not mistaken, we have the All the Covers bundle, where you get all 6 covers plus some other goodies. Then there's the 3 t-shirts and a comic bundle. So yeah, you get like all 3 tees and an Ignition and a copy of Ignition and some other stuff. And that includes digital too. Like, if you get a digital copy, if you get a print copy, then the I Want It All package, you get all the covers, all the t-shirts, and like all the other goodies, and all the other goodies for like $125. And like I said before, anything that you see, you click on, you pledge, you click on a tier, say this is what I want. You can add on a bunch of other stuff. So like, say for instance, if I want to issue 2, okay, I got issue 2. That's awesome. Well, I want a different cover too. So I can get another cover. Some of the books from like my previous, from my catalog, like Cash and Carry Book 1, Book 2, Force, Lifted of Gods and Thieves, Kentucky Kaiju, all types of stuff. Those are available as add-ons. So, so those things are available too as add-ons, and we got stretch goals. And this time with the stretch goals, what I wanted to do was I also wanted to reward the creative team. So not only are backers getting cool things, when we break a stretch goal, but the creative team also gets page rate bonuses. So it's my way of trying to take care of the creative team while also taking care of the backers by giving them something cool. So when we reach our goal, every print backer gets a Series 2 bookmark. We reach 5,000. Here comes the MP3 commentary and like an increase in page rate for the creative team. $6,000, you get a custom keychain. $7,000, you get that sticker set. $8,000, you get a custom button set. And at $9,000, you get some ignition coasters. So, and we'll package them up all real nice for you and send them all out to you. So, yeah, like I really do enjoy, as stressful as crowdfunding can be, because I even know, like right now, you see me right now talking, and I'm all smiles and happy, but internally, like I am sweating bullets. Okay. I am sweating bullets because this stuff is stressful. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy making stuff. And like, I wish I could get all this funded the first day, but I'm not at that level yet, and that's okay. And that's okay. Like I got the drive, no pun intended. I have the drive and the willpower and an incredible team. So it's going to get done. We're going to get funded. Do I want us to smash these stretch goals? Yes, I do. I do. Because it helps the team and it helps all of us. So, and it helps the backers. It also helps the backers because they get cool stuff. And we'll get there. And we'll get there, and we'll make sure everybody gets what they ask for, because I can't have folks mad at me. I can't I can't, because like there are a lot of people who have done Kickstarters over the years that still haven't fulfilled them to this day. And they still go out here and they still do other Kickstarters, and folks still give them money. And like, I can't have that on my heart. I can't, like, I can't, because like that stuff sits with me. It does, like, it really sits with me. And so, reward fulfillment is a very big deal for me. So I make sure people get their stuff. I let them know if it's going to be late. And, and there have been times where, like, here's a perfect example. This week, somebody fulfilled out their reward information for Cash and Carry Book 2, a Kickstarter that I did in 2018. They filled out the reward information today. Almost 2 years to the date. Almost 2 years to the date. Am I mad? No, because it's life. Like, everybody's not on the internet like me, or us. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I still got all this stuff.
Can we get off the internet?
Not right now. Not right now. Like, it's attached to our hips. It's attached to our hips. I don't think we can ever wean ourselves off of this. We have opened up a Pandora's box that sure as hell is not closing anytime soon.
I've picked up doom scrolling.
I got rid of Facebook because of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It was just like, you know what? I don't need to see my family. I don't need to respond to every single one of my families or see all of that stuff anymore.
And it's more than fair. It's more than fair. Only reason why I keep Facebook, honestly, is just basically because I do have certain family members. That's the only way they communicate, just for that. And I'll post some from time to time, but like it's not a job for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a job for me. It's just a small piece of, like, say for instance, with Kickstarters, you have to like market your Kickstarter, and you use your social media and you reach out, to like people like TU Comics Universe, and do stuff like that. But like for Facebook, I know it's like, well, that's just like a very small percentage of like actual outreach, because like I've seen the numbers, I've seen the analytics, and it's like, oh, well, literally out of a fully funded Kickstarter, less than 1% of my funding has come from Facebook. So knowing that, it's like, okay, I can't put that energy into Facebook because the return on investment is so immensely low, no matter how many times I post or if I pay for an ad. So there really isn't a need for me to invest the time there. But I can post on there, say, hey, Kickstarter dropped today, and then I'll go check on my relatives that use to see what they're doing. Like, oh look, my little baby running around. That's fantastic. And I'm good. I'm good. Like, so like my time isn't really that vested in Facebook anymore, and it's a blessing because some people have fallen down that doom hole, and it's quite frightening. See, there you go. See, there you go. There you go. There you go.
So,
yeah.
Are you? Sorry. Are you current?
I'm gonna close my door real quick here.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. So, are you currently reading anything that in this all the spare time that you have?
Oh yeah. Actually, I am. Hold on one second. Let me go get it.
Okay.
So see, normally, if I have my glasses on, then you can't see my eyes because the only thing you see is screens. And so, like, I need to get like those professional like screen protectors so that like they block everything, but I can't afford that. So, excuse me one second. I'll go get these books. Book 1, book 2.
Yeah, I apologize. My dog was just running around behind me and shit.
Oh, it's all right. No worries.
Well, we've all had our animals.
So what I'm reading right now, I just cracked this open today. It's by Antoine Bandel. It's by Sea and Sky, the Sky Pirate Chronicles. It's this is a prose novel. Got that for a birthday gift. And
wait,
so,
no pictures at all.
No pictures at all. No pictures. But
how many words per page?
Lots. I did get this copy of Terra Obscura from Half Price Books, and it's Terra Obscura Smash of Two Worlds by Alan Moore, Peter Hogan, Yannick Paquette, and Carl Story. So I'm actually excited to read this. I mean, it's been out for a very long time. So and it's it's from the pages of Tom Strong. So I was a big fan of Tom Strong. So like I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
I loved it when Alan Moore liked comics.
I think he still does. I think the issue is that I think people just want to constantly ask him about Watchmen, and then like because I know how he feels. I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about that no more. Can we just talk about the other stuff I do? And they just want to see. It's like, hey man, let's get the old man riled up. Why don't you ask him about Watchmen? Why don't you go ahead and ask him about Watchmen? I'm like, y'all done turned this dude into like the white Rick James. Why you think he always mad all the time? Like, quit asking him about Watchmen. He let it go. So you let it go.
Yeah. He wrote one of the best comics. He's like, I'm out. I'm done.
It's like, it's like, I'm done. I'm good with it. They ain't giving me my rights back. I don't want nothing to do with that or them. Okay, bye. Can we talk about the other things I do now? Can we talk about this magic that I do? I'm a magician. You know that, right? You know me and Grant Morrison we got magic beef. Don't you know that? Can we talk about the magic beef?
I would love to see a Grant Morrison, Alan Moore wizard battle.
Yes, like that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about the wizard battle? Instead, people want to talk about Watchmen. I'm like, don't nobody care, bro. Leave them alone. So sorry.
Not at all.
But like the other book I'm reading, it's a novel by S.G. Wilson, and it's called Me versus the Multiverse. It's about a kid who finds out that there's a multiverse, and it's full of people that look like him from different dimensions. And they at a convention, there's an actual convention where he meets other people that look like him from the multiverse, and they start to like try to plan a way to like fix people's problems. This is actually pretty funny story. I really like that. And like
good,
a lot
because
of
because at first I thought it was about a creator who every time he did a Kickstarter got an email from some guy who runs a blog called the Multiverse.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So like those are some of the books I'm reading right now, and so and a couple other things like digitally reading some old Al Williamson Star Wars strips. Because like I really have always been a big fan of Al Williamson's artwork, and when he drew Star Wars stories, this is like early 80s Lucasfilm stuff, to where it's like, oh yeah, do what you want, Al. It's cool. Like there's nothing set in stone. You know, there is no canon. So he's making up all these spaceships, all these creatures that have nothing to do with, like, you know, today's Star Wars canon, and just being able to see that and to imagine a world on your own is just really, really cool. So reading some of that, and just going through like a bunch of art of books. Like I have this book, The Art of Chris Foss. Chris Foss is a conceptual artist, but he's also painted tons of science fiction book covers, and he has like a brief like appearance or two in Jodorowsky's Dune, and because Jodorowsky
documentary.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic documentary. Like Jodorowsky got some issues, but that's a fantastic documentary. Yeah, it's a fantastic documentary. Because at some parts I'm just like, bro, why are you putting your son in this movie? You know, why is your son butt naked in this cowboy movie, El Topo? Like
he's completely insane. but he's a nice man.
Yeah, like
he's insane.
Super kind. Like you watch him in the interviews with Jodorowsky's Dune, like you you get hype and you love this man's creativity and his passion and his energy, and at the same time I'm like, did you really think they was gonna trust you with all that money though?
Yeah, but you thought they were gonna let you make a 50-hour movie?
Right. I'm like, bro, this ain't Netflix. You know, like he was trying to be Netflix.
Too early.
It was too early. He was 40 years too early. So, but dang, I forgot. Oh, but yeah, but Chris Foss did conceptual artwork for Jodorowsky for Dune, and so you get to see some of those images in the Jodorowsky's Dune documentary. And so looking at those spaceships and some of the, they show some of the science fiction book covers, I was like, man, this art's incredible. And so he had an art of book, and I was like, yeah, I got to cop this. And so once a year, I'll pull out that book and I'll just look at all these just like incredible images and his takes on science fiction ships and how things move and how things are to be designed, and like his use of curvature, because like so much of his artwork so many of his spaceships have so much curvature, and his use of colors. Like he's got like starships that are like purple and yellow and things like that. I'm like, you would not see in our minds because we're so used to Star Trek and Star Wars. Like, you know, because like people are like, oh, you don't paint starships that color. I'm like, why not? This is why I love Super Sentai so much and Tokusatsu so much, because they're like, oh, we gonna use all the colors. All the colors. Here's the primary set, and then here's everything else. You know, I love it. We had a pink Kamen Rider named Decade.
He's magenta.
He's magenta. Yes. You know, we had that, and he had a black hairstyle. Straight up, he had black hair. He looked at like those old Ride On magazines and was like, I want that hairdo. He had a black woman's hairdo, and he had a magenta outfit. Cold. Love Kamen Rider Decade. Kamen Rider Decade is the biggest jerk out of all Kamen Riders of all time. The biggest jerk.
He's always, just the way he rolls in, and it's just like he's just a complete jerk to absolutely everyone for no reason.
Yes, but he's a hero, and I love it. Like he's like my homie Julian said, he's the Cameron of Kamen Riders. He's the Cameron of Kamen Riders, and I'm all for it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes. So yeah, but that's what I've been reading lately. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to kind of wrap this up and give us one final pitch for the Kickstarter, let us know where. Let us know where we can find you on social media other than Facebook.
Fair. Okay. No problem. All right. Well, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary, and just everyone in general, if you want to check out Ignition, you can go to theignitioncomic.com, and that would take you straight to the Kickstarter. Well, actually, point that way. That would take you straight to the Kickstarter page, and you'll be able to see the video, check out the project. And we have all types of rewards. Like I said, if you didn't get the first issue, you can still get it on this Kickstarter. So first issue is available. Second issue is available. So you can go to theignitioncomic.com or go to Kickstarter and type in my name, Shawn Pryor, or you can type Ignition and you'll find the project that way as well. As I said before, it's I guess the quick pitch would be Fast and Furious meets The Transporter meets Drive. So that's a way to sell Ignition in less than 10 seconds.
Your elevator pitch.
Yes, the elevator pitch. Yes, indeed. So you can check out Ignition that way. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is Shawn, SHAWN, R, the letter R, Pryor, PRYOR. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram at The Shawn P Show. And also, if you want to see what other books I've done over the years, you can go to ShawnPryor.com. That'll shoot you to my Amazon page because the brother's been too busy to build his own website. But one day when I have time to build my website, it will take you there. But in the meantime, it will take you to my Amazon page. But I really hope that you have time to check out Ignition. It's a labor of love. I'm thankful to be able to work alongside Kelly Guillory, Jemele Reid, and Jay Reid, and also, get fantastic covers by Rory Durain, Trestina Bowling, Elizabeth Bales, Tiana Conyers, Megan Wong, to be able just to work with an immense group of talented people is a dream of mine, and I just want to continue making cool things. So I hope you support, and thank you. Chaz muted.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Yeah, no, Chaz muted. I couldn't hear him. We still can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me?
There we go. I can hear you now. There you go. There you go. Okay, you're back.
This has been happening. I don't know what it is, but
it's the cat.
It's the cat. Yeah.
You tried to stop him from catting, and this is what happened.
Well, it's always fun to catch up with you, and as we said last time, hopefully it's soon we'll be able to meet again in person, and knock a couple beers back or something, and
that'd be nice.
Yeah. Talk comics.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really, really cool. No,
and,
let's see, is it this way? Nope, it's this way.
Yeah, I know.
There we go, right there.
It's not so easy.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. But no.
And I'll be sure to include the links to everything, and people should definitely check it out.
Cool. Well, Michael, Chad, thank you so much for having me on the show. I had a fantastic time as always, and I appreciate the love. And like I said, hopefully we'll do this again sometime soon. And it won't be any more time. It won't be any more Kickstarters this year, but next year, let's definitely do this again.
Right. So January 1st, new Kickstarter.
Oh God, no. No. Maybe February.
Yeah, like don't be ridiculous.
Maybe February, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now, let me get these other ones fulfilled, and let me get this one to hit its goal, and then we'll schedule 2021. But I can't thank y'all enough for having me on the show, y'all. Well,
stay safe, stay healthy, and you're one of the busiest creators that I know, or that at least I talk to. So,
hey, that's just the way of life for me. I just enjoy it. So yeah.
Well, it's your love for the medium is definitely comes through in your projects.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
So, all right. Well, I will let you know when this posts. And good luck with the Kickstarter, and we'll I'll keep checking in and see how you're doing.
All right, cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. When that link shows up, I'll post it everywhere. So just let me know.
All right, will do.
All right, take care, y'all.
Right. Yeah, you too.
Yeah.